Have you ever wondered why you walk into a furniture store just to buy a $2 light bulb? Yet 2 hours later, you find yourself standing in the parking lot, struggling to cram a bed frame called Bjork and 15 scented candles into your trunk? And you're doing it while quietly questioning every life decision you've ever made? Welcome to the world of IKEA, a place where the phrase just browsing is actually part of a large-scale psychological experiment, and you're the lab rat. A lab rat enthusiastically searching for a piece of cheese hidden somewhere inside a Swedish maze. If you think you're smart enough to resist their sales tactics, sorry, you were already being manipulated the moment you saw that blue and yellow sign. Let me, your slightly overdramatic but well-informed friend, explain how this giant turns your wallet into its personal buffet. Their first psychological weapon, and arguably their most powerful, is something called the Gruen transfer. Have you noticed that no IKEA store ever seems to have a straight path? Instead, you're guided through a winding maze that forces you to pass every corner of the store. From living rooms and bedrooms to that kitchen cabinet you absolutely never needed. In retail design, this is how they completely dismantle your internal sense of direction. When you don't know where the exit is, your brain quietly switches into, well, I might as well enjoy this mode. And that's when your hands start unconsciously picking up random items along the way. IKEA isn't really selling furniture. They're selling a better version of yourself. As you walk through those perfectly designed showroom rooms, your brain starts whispering seductive little promises, saying, if I buy this desk, I'll become a more productive and organized person. It's a classic psychological trap. We buy furniture hoping we're also buying the ideal lifestyle that comes with it. But wait, let's talk about the meatballs, what I like to call fuel for overspending. Why would a furniture store sell food at such ridiculously low prices?
Because IKEA understands one simple truth. A hungry customer is shopping's greatest enemy. Once you've filled up on a bargain-priced plate of meatballs, you feel like you've already scored a fantastic deal. That feeling of winning makes it much easier to spend money on more expensive items later. That's the anchoring effect. If lunch only cost $5, suddenly that $200 cabinet doesn't seem so expensive. Then comes the IKEA effect, a cognitive bias that convinces you that your wobbly bookshelf is a masterpiece of human achievement, simply because you spent 3 hours assembling it and nearly got divorced in the process. Research shows that people naturally value things more when they've built them themselves, regardless of their actual quality. IKEA cleverly makes you work for the product so you'll feel more attached to it afterward. And let's not forget those impossible-to-pronounce names like Klippen and Fairglar. Those Swedish names aren't just for fun. They create a sense of foreignness and uniqueness. They make ordinary furniture feel far more premium than something you'd buy from a local store. We live in an era where convenience comes packaged in flat boxes, and IKEA is the king of it. They've somehow convinced you that walking 2 kilometers through a maze and carrying heavy furniture yourself is a special privilege. So the real question isn't how to escape IKEA's maze, but this. Are we actually buying furniture, or are we paying for the feeling that we have our lives under control? The next time you go to IKEA just to buy a rug, remember to bring a compass and a full stomach. Most importantly, bring enough self-control to avoid buying 10 scented candles you'll never actually light. Or maybe, like me, you've quietly accepted that you're already part of the Swedish ecosystem. Are you ready to let them steer your wallet once again this weekend? An empire built on meatballs and Allen wrenches? It sounds ridiculous, but somehow it's peak human psychology.